Hello, hi y'all. Child, it's been a while. I've been meaning to get on here, y'all, but I got some terrible news last week. My big brother passed away, and I was so upset, very, very upset. And it still doesn't even seem real, you know. So I've been meaning to come on, but I just haven't been able to. But I'm here now. I am here now. And I just wanted to chit chat a little bit because it's been a minute. Let me make sure. Oh, Lord, child, I got the wrong banners up here, all kind of stuff. What's going on? Person Center Cyber, where you at, girl? Oh, look, let me remind y'all about the Teespring store. Okay, get your cyber defense gear, level up and think like a defender. So there's that. Where is my, oh, here she go. Person Centered Cyber. Okay. All right. So we've got that little advertisement out of the way. Okay. So a lot has been happening. And first of all, let me show y'all something. Okay. So I've actually been quite popular with some folks on LinkedIn, and I've been getting a lot of job offers. Okay. Now on my Patreon, I have career mentoring. All right. And I have a lot of stuff on there about careers and, you know, what we can do within ourselves, you know, to level up and things like that. So one thing I talk about a lot is confidence, not being afraid of confidence, because many of us feel like if we show confidence in some kind of way, we're going to lose. All right. So let me just show you this real quick, just real quick. For the last, and it was actually tonight. It was tonight that I got this offer. How can I show this? What if I'm gonna need to take a picture. Let me take a picture of it. And then I'm gonna put it up on the screen so y'all can see it. Okay. Let's do it like that. Okay, so I can show you what I said, because one thing you don't want to do is no, I'm not going to say one thing you don't want to do. I'm not going to say it like that. What I'm going to say is one thing you want to be able to manage and make a great decision about when the decision calls for it is not compromising. Okay, you don't have to compromise on everything. All right, even to get your foot in the door, you don't have to compromise. All right. So let me save that, and then I'm gonna put it up on the StreamYard screen so you can see it like that. Hey Maddox, how you doing? How are you? All right, so let me put this up here so y'all can see. So this was my response to the recruiter. Okay, and my boyfriend was like, "Girl, you ain't trying to work nowhere else." I'm like, yes, I am. But one thing that I'm not going to compromise on is my value. I know if nobody else knows, Cheryl knows what her value is, okay? And I'm not compromising on that. For what? We're not going to do that. Now, listen, y'all know I can't talk and do shit at the same time. So just hold on a second. Let me put this thing up here. Is that what it is? A banner? You know what? That's what I should have done. Let me do that, child, because all this other stuff is just ridiculous. Okay. So it was a curriculum design position. And that's what I do. I love designing curricula, and I really feel like, yeah. All right, okay, here we go. All right, now let me put this up here. This is what I wrote back to the recruiter. So he gave me all the information, what the job was, and, you know, all those things. And this is what I said to him. I said, I was just looking at the 2021 federal scorecard regarding DoD's budgetary decisions published by YIFANY. Okay, that's the company. I said, this is clearly kismet. I'd love to chat about your need for a curriculum designer. Hold on, let me put the rest of it in there. that was too much. Okay, here's the other part. Because I'm aware that the value of YIFANY with me is greater than its value without me. I'll say up front that I'm asking for no less than 180 annually. And if you're still interested, I'm available, and I gave them my information. Okay. So I'm just like, okay, up front. Okay. This is what you're working with. All right. Just so you know, and just so you know, I know, okay, that the value of your organization is greater with me than it is without me. And let me tell you something, that is not braggadocious. Okay. I'm stating a state of affairs. That's true. Why? Because what I said 5 minutes ago, I said, I know Cheryl's value. Okay. And that value does not change, you know, with the organization or, you know, where I am in the States. You know, if the cost of living is more over here than over here. No. It does not. Okay. It doesn't. All right. So I just want to start off with that. This is the kind of career mentoring stuff that goes on the Patreon. Okay. Ain't nobody playing around. Okay. Who got time for that? Okay. Who got time for that? Anybody got time for that? Hey, Keep It Techie. How you doing? So glad to see you here. Yeah, so we ain't got time for that. So I just wanted to put that out there. All right. So if y'all are looking for something, or if people are looking at you, because I'm sure a lot of you are getting, you know, people are seeing what you're doing. They're looking at your resume, you know, they're pinging you on LinkedIn and clearance jobs, or, you know, all these other things that you're on. Okay. And don't compromise. Don't feel like you're obligated to compromise. Okay. Don't feel like, well, you know, if I had more of this, maybe I'd be able to ask for that. Or listen, what you tell them what your value is. Okay. And your value is not diminished. Okay, because of whatever organization it is, or who you're talking to, or, you know, whatever the case is. Okay, it's absolutely not diminished. All right, so don't sell yourself short. Okay, and what are they going to do? They're going to say yeah, they're going to say no. Okay, one dude, I told him, I said what I told him what I wanted. He was like, "Ooh," he said, "the boss don't even make that much." Well, okay, like that has nothing to do with Cheryl. All right, I'm just telling you. Okay. What I know I can bring to the table, and then some. Okay, because when you get a really good person, they're not just going to stop at, okay, I'm only doing $75,000 worth of work this year. You know, I mean, come on. Really good people go that extra mile. You know, so you get way more, you know, than a lot of times than what you're actually compensating people for. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but, you know, we're not compromising over here. So let me tell you about this report. I know y'all have seen this report, right? About the federal government and how it's fallen down regarding cybersecurity. Oh, child, it's shameful. It's shameful. Did y'all read that report? Let me pull it up. I tell you, something got to give. Something has got to give. All right. And listen, let me tell you something, because DOD is not included in this report here, but everybody and they dog knows that DOD is not the pillar of you know, cybersecurity excellence. All right, and I'm gonna show you. I ain't say that. Okay, somebody, a whole other group said that. All right, and I'm gonna show you that too. But let me show you this one first, okay? Just in case y'all haven't seen. I'm sure you have though, because people have been sharing it all over. Okay, let me be quiet so I can do this. Otherwise, this thing ain't gonna never get on the screen. Okay, here we go, right here. Billions. That's a B. That's a B. Y'all know that Jay-Z and Nas song where he talking about that's one B, that's another B, and here another B. This is one of them B's. Billions of dollars later. Hackable as ever. Child. First of all, I love that title. Okay. What the hell are they doing with the money? Where the money going? Billions? I mean, come on now. Okay, now this report right here, if you go, I ain't gonna read this to y'all. Y'all go look this up if you haven't seen it already. But there's links in here, okay, where it takes you to the report, you know, on this, and it gives you the report card for the agencies in here. You know, ain't nobody got an A, okay. Now, what the highest is a B, and DHS finally got a B. I think they had like a D plus in 2019. Now, DHS is heading all kind of cybersecurity stuff in government, okay? All kind of stuff. You say bonus checks? Bonus checks are good. Bonus checks are good. You know, but reading this stuff is just like, Department of Education is one of the worst. One of the worst, which is another reason why they need to cancel all them student loans, okay? Cancel all of them. That's one reason. Y'all can get y'all's IT cyber together. Cancel that, okay? It says that education systems found that several lacked critical patches, increasing their exposure to potential attack, the result of an IT department that consistently failed to enforce rules designed to mitigate attacks. I would like to know why. And then Social Security. Social Security got all your information, okay? All of it. It says, which houses sensitive information about every individual who has been issued a Social Security number receive the equivalent of a D. Security issues that have plagued the agency since at least 2014 remain a problem today. Why? This is 2021. Why? Why is billions of dollars, okay? You got a whole certification industry. You got a whole certification industry out there claiming that these people who are certified are able to do this work, you know, because we've taken them through our rigorous program, the 24 hours of this, and you know, you got to hack into the box and all this stuff, you know, all of these things. Why? Okay, we got whole leadership programs out there. This is how you lead in a cyber organization. What's up? Okay, like seriously, what the hell? It seems like we have all the systems in place to be at least be able to make a damn dent with billions of dollars. At least a dent, okay? A dent. Ain't nobody telling you to change the whole whatever. A dent. According to this article, as hackable as ever. Okay? Why? My question is why? So I read this. I sent it to Dr. Phillips, and you know, we both looked at the report. The whole report is very interesting, y'all. So if you haven't seen this, please go get it. You know, and look at the whole thing. Let me see if I can open it real quick right here. Okay, so this is the report. Okay, still at risk. Now they said it a little, you know, as hack, but that means the same thing as hackable as ever. Okay, same thing. Okay. So, and it goes through each organization. Very, very interesting. Very interesting. Okay. And we're about to come up on Cybersecurity Awareness Month in October. All right. Which is not really in here, but let me tell you something about that. Now, I told you DOD is not in here, but DOD ain't off the hook. Okay. They are not. Okay. Let me show you the one from last year on them. Now, where is that one? That's my babies, Paul and Daniel. Now, what the one there from last year on them? That's not it. I just had that one up. Let me stop sharing and see where I put that document. Oh, here you go, right here. Here you go. All right, let me show you this one right here. Now, this one is from the General Accountability Offices. I mean, the Government Accountability Office, GAO. GAO audit everybody and they mama. Okay, GAO audits. In OPM, and these people, child, they are the quintessential auditors. Whatever you think an auditor should look like, go look at one of them auditors at GAO. All right. They come in there and they are all business. You understand? All business. All right. They don't crack smiles. They ain't trying to make no jokes. They got questions and you need to have some answers. Okay. Child, going through these GAO audits, we all be up there sweating and nervous because they ask for everything. They want evidence. Ain't nobody trying to hear your stories and anecdotes and, you know, put him and hawing. No. Where the evidence at? Okay, they're all about evidence. Okay, GAO don't play. GAO does not play. Okay, so let me show you. And anybody who's been through a GAO audit, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, let me share the screen real quick so we can get pack DOD up real quick. Here they go. This is from April 2020. Needs to take decisive actions to improve cyber hygiene, and they have a whole thing in here. So go get this one too, because like I said, DOD is not explicitly in that other one. Okay, that's about all the federal agencies, you know, other than DOD, but this one is about Department of Defense. All right. Now I don't want to make it seem like we're not doing some stuff. We're doing a lot of stuff, but what kind of impact is it having? That's the question. You know, what is it actually doing to move the needle? That's the question. Me and my son, Daniel, we were driving the other day. They had, I don't know what kind of car this was. That damn car was revving, making so much noise. I mean, it was going like 20 miles an hour. I'm like, what's all that noise for? Exhaust coming out, and you know how them cars be like they about to go racing in the damn thing with the checkerboard flag, whatever that thing is. 20 miles, and I'm like, all that for what? Just wasting gas. Okay, it ain't going nowhere. Okay, like, is that what's going on here? We revving engines and put gas, and we got the muffler going and all this other, it ain't going nowhere. All right, there's a lot of that going on. So this GAO thing, it goes in a lot of details, and it tells you right up front at the beginning what they recommend and what DOD responded. Now it's funny because with OPM, when we used to do our audits and stuff, right? So again, let me show you the title. So you don't go look at this thing yourself. When we did our audits, we couldn't just be like, oh, we ain't gonna do that, and not give a reason or anything, like we had to give some kind of justification. For some reason, DOD seems to be able to say, oh, we're not gonna do that, and just leave it like that. That's the way it seems. When you read this, go ahead and read this. You'll see, because I was kind of like, I've never seen that before. Okay, but maybe they're like their own thing, so maybe it has something to do with that. I don't know, child. But this is good reading too. All right, so that's all right. So that's what that is. Now, one thing that I did see in the DOD thing that reminds me of the revving engine, and like I said, Cybersecurity Awareness Month is coming up in October. Well, there's that cybersecurity awareness training that you have to take. I don't know if everybody has to take that who does business with DOD. I'm not sure, because I took it somewhere. Oh, I did take it somewhere else, but that was Navy. They're part of DOD anyway. But that was in this report. And do you know what had to be measured? Okay. Not the effectiveness of the training, not how much, after the training, individuals were, more likely to do this or less likely to do that or whatever. The number of people who took it. That's it. The number of people took it. Yes, I will. I'll do that, Nick. Hi, Nick. Thanks for being here. I will post those links. What is the number of people who took something going to tell you about whether or not it works? What do you do that in? Huh? See, that's what I'm talking about. And what I do know, because I worked in government for years, and I'm still in there, just as a contractor. So I'm on the other side looking in. Okay. There's a lot of busy work. There's a lot of revving of engines, a lot of money being spent on, the paint job and the shine job and, all that stuff that makes a car look real nice. Okay. The inside, the engine is rotting away, child. I mean, you can't go. I could walk next to the damn car, but it looked real good on the outside. We see 100% people took the training, okay, but inside they plugging up everything. They got their phones in there. They got the Roku plugged up to the damn thing. They got the mama's life support system plugged up to the damn nipper net. I mean, all kind of stuff going on. But 100% of people took the training though. See, that's what I'm talking about. We need to do a better job evaluating. Okay. And evaluating does not mean after the fact. That's not what that means. Think about the Olympics just ended. The Olympics went by fast. One day I heard it was the opening ceremony, and the other day it's like closing ceremony. I'm like, damn, how long? It's like a week long or something. I don't know. Those Olympics are so fast. They go by real fast. And child, that synchronized swimming this year was, oh Lord, I don't know how them girls be doing that stuff. Anyway, let me get back to what I'm talking about. Think of the Olympics. Athletes. Y'all are athletes. Y'all athletes. Okay. Listen, you have to show some results. You got to. Usain Bolt, this man, Usain Bolt, like the whole, he spends like, what did I read? I mean, it's not even an hour running, not even an hour. Okay. But he's the fastest and it took him years to be able to run 15 minutes, like that or whatever, what I'm saying, of conditioning and all that. But you see change, you see progress, you see stuff getting better. You know what I mean? And it comes with effort. Usain Bolt did not get the way he was because he was compliant. Because there was the guide to running fast in the Olympics, okay? And all these other people out here who won gold and not, even if they didn't win a damn medal, okay? They made it to the damn Olympics, all right? Because they had to put some work in. They may have had to spend some money to do some things. They had to spend some time doing it. They had to keep doing it. They had to be consistent, okay? And it wasn't just about, all of them did not have NIST 800-53 for running, okay? The NIST Olympic Runners Guide and compliant with all them things, everybody doing the same thing. Listen, this is the example that I gave somebody. Regulatory risk is a reality, okay? We want to minimize the risk that we are going to fail at an audit. We definitely want to minimize that risk, okay? But from what I've seen in my now 17 years with government, you cannot be hyper-focused on regulation and regulatory risk. That is like, imagine this, for those of you out there who have children, there are certain laws on the books about children, like as parents, as adults, what you have to do. You have to send them, in the United States and other, individual states, whatever, you got to send them to school. They have to have a place to live. They, some places have curfews. They got to be in the house at a certain time. They can't drink at a certain age. They can't drive to a certain age. That's like regulation. That's policies and stuff. Okay. Can you just take them policies and regulations and raise your child? Can you just do that? Every time are we compliant with the policy that you cannot drink before you're 21 or 18, or you can't get married before you're whatever, or you got to go to school 5 days a week? Can we be compliant with those things? Okay. Yes, for some of us, it may be harder than others, but we do what we can to. But can you imagine just raising your kids based on those rules and regulations? Huh? Can you imagine? Child, you would be. I don't even have the words. Okay, because children are like, these are human beings. You can't just rely on the state. You can't rely on NIST, on DOD manuals and directives and all this stuff to tell you how to raise your child. Okay? At some point, you got to make a decision that ain't got shit to do with regulations. All right? Yes, you absolutely don't want to go to jail for truancy and all that. So you handle that. But you got to handle all the life stuff too, all this other stuff going on, okay? And don't nobody give you no manual for that, all right? It's the same thing in the organizations. How in the world are you going to live? How are you going to survive just being compliant? That's impossible. You know what that causes? That causes articles that came out 3 days ago that you as hackable as ever after spending billions of dollars. That's what that causes, okay? That's exactly what that causes. That causes GAO to create a report that says your cyber hygiene is trash. That's what that causes. Okay, come on now. We got to do better. And don't get me started about these certification bodies. Okay. Don't make me talk about CompTIA now. Okay. Don't make me bring ISC squared into the conversation. Listen. All right, I will skip that part for now, okay? But they are not helping. They're not. Listen, if I could be completely honest, they're not helping. Now, let me tell you why I'm saying that. For those of you, and I did post it here, but for those of you who were at the Blacks in Cyber Winter Conference, and I also did one a lightning talk for Blacks in Cybersecurity. It's on, both of them are on this channel and on the Blacks in Cybersecurity channel. But I did a lot of research for that. I just don't come on here, pulling shit out of my ass. Okay, I don't do that. Okay, I'm a researcher. Okay, I look stuff up. I ask questions. I talk to other people. So for those presentations, I spent a lot of time looking at other countries, okay, and what they were doing in cybersecurity. All right. I even talked to a couple of people. One guy who works for HackerU. We were talking about the Sparta framework, okay, which is the UK has the Sparta framework, okay, for cybersecurity training and all that. It's very good, very, very good. And they use this stuff, like they use our stuff, right? But they also, incorporate their own thing and do that. It's very good. So the number one country, when I did the Blacks in Cyber talk last year, at that time, the number one country for cybersecurity, and they looked at various things to say whether a country was number one. It wasn't just how much they were spending on cybersecurity stuff. No, they looked at stuff like the country's laws around cybersecurity. Okay, around prosecuting people, for cyber crime, okay, compensating people, and the way that companies have to protect information. It looked at all of that, down to malware on your cell phone. Okay, it had and I have that in the video, all the criteria they used to determine whether a country was doing well or not. The country that was doing the best was Japan. So I went and I delved further into Japan to see what kind of training they were doing, okay, in particular, all right, because that's really, I wanted to talk a lot about that in the Blacks in Cyber talk, okay. And the training was It was like nothing I've ever seen over here, nothing. They had a whole, it was a CTF, but I forgot what they called it. But what it was a whole day. And it was teams. And what they had to do was, the scenario was, you work for a business. This is the CTF now. You work for a business. The business makes this amount of money, okay, on average every day, you know, doing online transactions. You have to be able to keep this business running so that they make what they normally make or more, okay, in order for you to be able to win this competition, okay? We don't do, who does that over here? Anybody? I'd never heard that before in my life. Let me tell you something else. Job announcements. I found a job announcement for Japan. It was for a SOC analyst, okay? On the job announcement. And I showed it, I believe I showed it in the video. The job announcement said, as a SOC analyst, yes, you will work in a security operations center. You know, you have to have this SOC certification, whatever. But every single SOC analyst was assigned to a business line. The one I looked at, the person who was hired would have to work with marketing. They have to work with the marketing team. Find out, what does the marketing team do? Okay, what kind of information do they use? This was for every department in the organization, okay? Every SOC analyst was assigned to a department in the organization. Find out what they did to understand the business. What we do, who show me, okay, one job announcement here where we do that kind of stuff. Every SOC that I've seen and experienced, they all huddled around at the table in the center, you know, looking at things up here. You ask them what's going on outside the doors of the SOC. Okay. And the thing is, right, there's a lot of stuff that's happening in there. Okay, a lot of stuff. And it seems like you don't have time for anything. Okay, and I've read reports on why SOCs fail. I'm creating a mural for the CySA Plus, okay, just like I did for the CAP. Okay, and I'm gonna talk about that too. Just like I did for the CAP, I'm creating a mural for the CySA Plus. I have on there a whole section on the SOC, okay, for people who work in the SOC. There's a lot of reasons why SOCs fail, okay, and the way that they do it in other countries, okay, makes it, it's almost intuitive, you know, it's almost, I don't know, it's like, because you know so much about what's going on in the business, I think we waste a lot of time because we don't know what the hell is going on, you know, especially when it comes to all these poems and stuff that need to be done, you know, to make sure that the system, first of all, the systems that we already have authorized, you know, remain so, okay, and remain working and all that. And you know, and you always got new stuff coming in, you know, and we don't even know like what it's for. There's a lot going on in SOCs. We don't know half of what this stuff is for. You know, we just doing it. You know, whatever the dude say I gotta do, create a poem for this, get this, okay, have no idea what it has to do with anything, you know. How is that helping? You know, that's not making your job easier, is all I'm saying, right? There's a lot of things that we're doing here in the US that causes reports like that. Billions spent and as hackable as ever. There's a lot of stuff that we're doing to ourselves. Forget about the damn hackers, okay? We're doing it to ourselves. Can we deal with that? You know what I mean? We're not hackable as ever because of the hackers. Okay, no. What are we doing here to keep ourselves so open and vulnerable and unable to really to do anything about it, but just wait, sit back and wait for somebody to you know, get in our arses and you know, put it on GitHub so that make a phone hub about it or whatever, and just wait for the next one. You know, I mean, come on. Like who's doing that? So as far as the CySA, the CAP and Security Plus, okay, so a lot of people are taking CAP now, and I'm glad. Like, I'm very excited. Many folks have, so I got like two or three new Patreon folks, you know, because they're getting certifications. Two of them are looking at the CAP, looking at getting the CAP exam. And there's not a whole bunch out there about the CAP exam, unfortunately. But the CAP exam, and somebody else needs to do one too, because I think only ISC Squared has anything like related to that, to the RMF like that I'm aware of. I don't know. Somebody else might have it, but because especially if you work in the federal government, you gonna have to know about RMF. I don't care. Listen, I'm in policy. Okay, the people I work with, I work very, very closely with the head of the SOC. Okay, very closely. I just had to a couple weeks ago help the RMF team come up with some metrics, you know, to report. And I may have to do that with another team too. Help with their processes and all this. You're going to have. If I didn't know anything about RMF, if I hadn't taken the CAP exam, which was not required, it was not, you know, for me to get the job I have now or the one I had before, CAP wasn't nowhere on there. It was all Security Plus. But if I did not know RMF, I really would have been struggling. Like, I really would have. Like, struggling. You understand? But it wasn't required. Y'all need to go ahead and do that. Even if you don't get the CAP exam, take RMF training, all right, and put that on your resume or you know, do all that stuff, because that's really going to help you out, especially if you're working for the federal government, okay? And even, no, forget that. I mean, working with federal government, but if you're working for somebody contracting, right now with DOD, but in the very near future, any federal agency, because now they got the CMMC, okay? Which is, you know, all is basically RMF all over again, okay? You still got to have the policies and all them controls and stuff in place. Just do the RMF, okay, and be done. Okay, I'm telling you, it'll make your life a lot easier. Okay, no, it does not. I don't care where you're working in cybersecurity. Okay, it don't matter. Be familiar with risk management framework. Nick says, I work in a SOC and I totally agree. There we go. Thank you, Nick. Y'all see, I end up here lying. I got witnesses. Okay. Yeah. So some of the questions. So there's stuff about CAP. So I'm definitely gonna. I already have 2 videos up on this channel for CAP where I was studying. You know, before I got my before I went for the cert, and I passed the exam. So now that I'm in here and I'm working on it, I'm really going to add more stuff in here, because some of the questions that I'm getting regarding CAP and Security Plus, these two, same questions, different people. It was very interesting. There are questions on the exams that begin with URA, SOC analyst, ISSO, ISSM, cyber analyst. You know, it gives you some role, URA, and then they gives you the scenario. Okay. So the questions I've been getting are, I don't know. I don't even know what they do. Like, what does an ISSM do? I don't know what is a SOC. You know, I'm not getting into cyber for that. I don't even know what does a SOC mean? You know, what does a NOC analyst do? You know, so that's definitely something I'm going to be talking about. What's the difference between, let's say we have the same, what is that part of the question called? That main part of the question. I forget. That main part of the question. I don't know. Let's say like there's a shortage in a server or something like that, child. Okay, just work with that. If the question starts off as you are a cyber analyst and discover a shortage in a server versus you are a network engineer and discover a shortage in, how does the role influence how you would answer that question? Do you know what I'm saying? So what I'm doing is I'm getting the same body of the question and just changing the role. You are a cyber policy analyst. You are a what are you, keep it techie? What is your like your role? Like a server engineer or something like that? What do you call that? People who work with servers a lot. You know, and you discover this, that, or whatever. Okay. So how does the role change it? All right. Now, one thing that I'm telling them now as like a band-aid, you know, until I get my stuff together, is if you don't know what those things are, go ahead and just go to YouTube and type in like day in the life of a network engineer or day in the life of a software programmer. Okay. To find out a little bit about what they do. And you can also, system admin, there you go. Thanks, Nick. You can also go to LinkedIn. Okay, people tell all their business on LinkedIn. You know, you can find somebody, even if you don't know them. Somebody in your you know, especially if you have a bunch of cyber connections, you know, somebody in there is one of them roles. All right, so just find that person and say, hey, real quick, as a software engineer, can you tell me a little bit about what you do? You know, maybe you can even get on video with them, you know, and just chat up like that, you know, something real quick, nothing, you know, that, and people will be happy to do that. Okay, very happy to do that. Yeah, so for right now, that's what, you know, I'm telling folks to do. If you're not familiar with an ISSO or an ISSM, you know, information system security owner, officer, what does the O stand for? You know, just go ahead and do that for now. And I'm gonna get some stuff together for the channel. So that's Security Plus and CAP. And then for CySA, so is it the CySA? No, it's the CAP that's about to change. Yeah, the CAP is about to be updated. I forget what day it is. They're going to do that, but it's about to be updated. So I have the mural for the CySA. And also, Nick, I'm going to share, I want y'all to, let me write this down so I don't forget. So as soon as I get off, I need to give y'all the links for the for those two reports. And I'm also going to put in here the link for the mural that I have. Let me pull it up real quick just so you can see it real quick. But I'm going to give you the link for it. It's not done, but I want y'all to see it before it's done. You can give me, you know, any feedback, whatever that you might have about it. Let me show it to you over here. Oh, Lord, that's an I. I look like an L. Okay, y'all, I got so many boys in this bureau. It's crazy. It's just nuts. Okay, here, look at this. Share the screen. All right, so here's my mural. Child, busy. Ooh, girl. All right, this is the CAP one. This is the CAP one. Now, this one is done, okay? Now, I might go back in here to make a few things, but this whole place right here is a bunch of questions and stuff. That took me forever and a year to do. But now, this is the CySA one. So I have Security Plus CySA and Blue Team stuff. Okay, so let me make the screen bigger so I don't see the whole thing. Okay. So the business, that's because I'm basing it on a business. We're not just going to jump into CySA shit, okay? We need to talk about, well, what's the business? Where am I working at? All right. So this is a fictitious company that I made. It's called the Pleasure Chest. Okay, you can probably, you know, and it's basically it deals in sex tech. Okay, so they make sensual toys. It's a very innovative organization. All right, so this is where you're going to be working. You're going to be working at the Pleasure Chest. All right, and they need you to be there because the threat landscape is such that people don't like what they do. Okay, so they're being targeted by certain threat actors. All right, and they need you there in the damn sock. Okay, so here's the narrative that I have about the pleasure chest. All right, now up here, what I want you to do too. This is a simple, and I try to make this as simple can be to understand risk management. So what you're going to do is your objective is to secure work making $200,000 or more a year. That's the objective. Now through here, we talk about the risks to you achieving that objective. All right. And it's the same language, the same kind of thing you would do as far as your security risks. Okay. But I just wanted to use something common and kind of interesting, to really help us get through that. So we talk about security plan, the risk threshold, the risk capacity, all that stuff. Okay. So you'll see that in there. Now over here, I'm gonna have to move this because this needs to go first. So look at this first. Okay. Look at that part first, and then come over here to the CySA stuff. Okay. Ooh, this mural will be making you dizzy, child. All right. So, okay. So I have activities and stuff over here. Okay. Again, based on what's on the CySA. Ooh. Here it is again up top. So these are the percentages. Now this is the O2. Okay. The newer one. These are the percentages. Okay. This is straight from the book. This is the mission of the pleasure chest. I'm going to highlight that because this is really important, okay, as we move forward with this. And over here on this side, for each of these, threat and vulnerability management, software and system security and all that stuff, I have the definition of it, like what it is according to the book, but I also have who you are, okay? So you're an analyst, these are your duties, and this is what you have as far as your knowledge and skills and stuff. Okay, so before we move on to all the other CySA stuff, okay? And I do the same thing for all of them. This is the software person and all that, okay? And I said this is incomplete, but I want your feedback on what you see here so far. All right, now as you move to the right here, you're going to see some of the language with risk, and you're going to see a lot of the stuff from the CySA, but I just present it in a way that's different. That's just a little different. Here, risk to the pleasure chest information systems. Okay, what kind of information? Now, these terms, security intelligence data, cyber threat intelligence data, those are terms you're going to see on the CySA Plus. Okay, so this kind of stuff is just to help you get it. Not just read the definition and move on to the next thing, but really get it. Okay, over here, there's more exercises. You're going to have to zoom in for some of this stuff. Okay, all right. Down here is another one. So this one here is about security control selection based on the information system categorization. Okay. Now this one was a lot of fun. Like I really, really like this SOC stuff. The SOC Security Operations Center. This one right here was fun too. So what I did here was, we need to really be able to talk to non-technical people about what the hell we're doing and to make them want to listen, okay? So that they actually hear what the hell we're saying. So this is one of the exercise. Writing in technical terms to non-technical people is an important skill, okay? And it's not as simple as you might think. So what I do is we start here with a simple message. We are now using a global CDN provider and an SSL certified faster website. This is something you're sending out to the population. First of all, don't nobody care about that. Second of all, they don't know what the hell you just said, okay? So what this exercise is, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have to like black this out because I don't want you to see it. Like I want you to be able to write it out yourself, okay? And then like reveal it afterwards, until you get down to something that people are going to actually read and pay attention to and that they feel is relevant to them and their jobs, okay? Compared to what you said first. Now, this is what the many SOCs are set up to fail. What makes a SOC ineffective? And under these black boxes are the answers, okay? So you'll be able to, like when you come here, you'll be able to move this out of the way so you can see what the thing is. But I just want you to kind of, just think about it before you actually see the answers. And there's other stuff here. Okay. Again, not done, but I just want to, and there's stuff down here too. So I want to, you know, if you all have ideas or whatever that can make stuff, I don't know, better, more interesting, whatever, that's fine. This stuff in the middle is more blue team stuff that I'm going to incorporate some kind of way over here on the green box. So you don't have to really worry about that. But I don't know, just any, you know, any ideas, and I'm going to be able to, because right now I just, if people, you know, want the link to the CAP exam stuff, you know, I just give them the link. It's not a big deal. So I'm going to do the same thing with this, but I want to complete it first. Okay. But I'll have the link available for y'all to go on and just look at it at your leisure and just read that stuff. And I would really, really, really appreciate some feedback. Okay. All right. It is 12:21, child. And I feel the monkey on my back. Okay. So if y'all are not subscribed to the channel, please go ahead and subscribe. Okay. I'm going to put those links in before I get out this chair. All right. So y'all have it. And y'all have a great rest of the night and week. Okay. And I'll see y'all back here later. Thanks, Maddox. Thanks, Hipiteki. Thanks, Nick. Thanks, y'all, for being here. I really appreciate it. Y'all have a great night.